Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of the season 2 of Buzzing with Barça, the FC Barcelona podcast. This is the fourth episode right after the special edition transfers episode. You guys have given us a lot of positive response to that, so thank you very much for your support. And today we have with us Pulkit and Thomas. Pulkit, how are you?
I'm doing fine, Sagnik. How are you doing? It rained today and it's a little humid here. It's weird, the weather. We're switching on the AC for the entire day. It's just weird things happening, just like in Barcelona, right? How are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, it feels right at home for Kulez, and I'm fine as well. It's a little bit warm here in Calcutta, but yeah, Thomas, how's it in Australia?
Oh, it's actually pretty hot here, and I've been a bit busy today. Doing pretty fine, and it's pretty sunny. So how are you, Sagnik?
Yeah, so we're ready to cover the topics. There's not many topics today because, of course, it's the international break. But yeah, there are some interesting ones. Don't underestimate quality over quantity, as I always say. So we're going to start with our star signing of the season, Memphis, going crazy against Turkey. Before we begin anything, I'm just going to read out his statistics. He had 3 goals, 1 assist, 71 touches, 44 successful passes out of 52 total passes, 1 out of 2 accurate long balls, 3 crosses, 6 chances created, 5 key passes, 6 shots, 3 on target, 1 dribble, 1 foul, 1, and 1 out of 1 aerial duels, 1, 3 ball recoveries. So, literally fantastic. Most chances created, 6. And yeah, what do you guys have to say about it? Pulkit, we'll start with you.
I mean, just incredible performing for the Netherlands. Just incredible, the way he has been doing for them and for us also. I think he has 3 goals in 3 games or something like that for us so far, and he has performed so well in preseason also, didn't he? So clearly, we can see why Koeman wanted him since last summer, and now he's finally got his man. And clearly, we know that like players when they sign for a big club like Barcelona or any other club for that matter, they kind of get swayed by the pressure, the transfer fee, the all the marketing and the hype and everything. But Memphis has taken it so well, hasn't he? Performing so well, dominant on the pitch. Every time he gets the ball, he's always running, always ready to score, ready to take on challenges, ready to take on the defenders. Everything about him so far has been so great, and I hope that he continues to do it and help the team. What do you think, Thomas?
I think that is simply wonderful how he scored a hat trick and also provided an assist. He actually tied with Johan Cruyff with 33 goals for the Netherlands, which he is tied eighth as the top goal scorer for the Netherlands national team. As he's currently scored 33, so he's got to score more to reach 50 goals to beat Robin van Persie's record of the highest goal scorer for the Netherlands national team. And I think this is good for it's good form, and obviously he's got 3 goal contributions for Barcelona in his last 3 matches for us. So I think if he continues his goal scoring form for us when we start against Bayern, I think it'll be great for us. And yeah, I think it's wonderful how he is actually playing well, and yeah.
So yeah, he's a very good player, very dependable. He hasn't underperformed in a single Barca game as well. And the man who we have to thank for this, Koeman and the president Laporta, had a press conference recently. And in the
And also,
conference,
just to cut you, sorry to cut you, just and he's
yeah,
I
of
think one
course.
of the highest shirt sellers also this
Yeah.
season so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Laporta said that he is the highest shirt seller and a guy who we can depend on for scoring goals. And he also talked about Messi, Griezmann, Koeman, and a lot of other things. About Griezmann, he gave us another little detail about his contract. Is that if he plays at least 50% of Atletico matches that he is eligible for, only then the obligation to buy clause gets triggered. Otherwise, it's still an option. But I do think personally that he is going to play way more than 50% of matches for Atleti. And about the
Definitely.
other, and about the
Yeah.
other things that Laporta addressed, Thomas, so why don't you start?
Well, he first of all addressed the Messi situation, which when he left the club, and he said that he was pressured that he had to sign the CVC loan, or there is no fair play with that in the wage bill. So he had to do that, and obviously with Messi, he also had a pre-agreement with the contract. But you know, at the last minute, the CVC contract came, and he rejected it, and Messi had to leave. And obviously, it was La Liga is in there, and his relationship with Messi is that you know he hasn't talked with him since leaving, and he also did see Messi's debut with PSG, and you know obviously he didn't like it because he was wearing a different kit. But yeah, he also did say Messi, you know, he couldn't really like leave, you know, because he would come back one day, because Laporta would be trying to push for that in like 2 to 3 years when our financial situation is better, and like you know we're like in a much better situation than now. And also about Griezmann, we talked about the wage reduction, about if Griezmann left and the reduction of the captains, Messi couldn't have stayed either. So you know, it was pretty much, you know, we couldn't really keep Messi either way with these small reductions and these departures. So up to you, Pulkit.
So talking about Koeman, he was asked about Koeman and his whatever. So he said that he does not ask Koeman to what kind of players he has to play, like Puig and Koyado's game time, the suffering and everything. And also journalists asked about Xavi, and Laporta got uncomfortable and said that to talk about another manager when Koeman is still in charge will be disrespectful to Koeman, rightfully so. And that makes us move on to our next topic, doesn't it, Sarmik?
Yeah, of course. Ronald Koeman talks about Ricky Puig and various other things. About Puig, he says that he has to improve. Puig has to improve some things that they talked about during preseason. One of them, I'm sure, would be the fact that he loses the ball a lot. And also, there were some questions asked to him about giving minutes to Umtiti and Puig and some other people who haven't gotten many minutes under him. He just smartly told them that he only gives minutes to the people that the players who want the best for the club and who contribute towards him. To address the other stuff he talked about, Pulkit, start with you. Let's go.
So of course the game time for the players and all of that, and the other thing was that the board of directors of Barcelona, there was news by the Spanish media that they do not trust Koeman, and Xavi has been contacted. So what I know, of course, the club will look for another manager because Koeman has not yet extended his contract, and I don't know whether there have been talks or not. But I don't see the club, giving Koeman another season. The only way he gets to extend his contract is if he wins a title, which seems very unlikely this season, given the rebuild and the state of the squad is right now. So I don't think Koeman will last beyond the season, but I'm also not sure whether Xavi is the right man for the job or not.
Yeah, especially because even the fans are having some second thoughts about him. I do not like pointing fingers this early, but yeah, he has told us that Felipe Coutinho is gonna get more minutes under him, which we've seen many times in the past. Him not fitting into the Barcelona philosophy and him failing miserably at it. So yeah, Thomas, what's your views on this?
So starting off with Felipe Coutinho, obviously I think Koeman likes him very, very much because Koeman was a manager at Southampton and Everton in the Premier League, and he obviously got to experience Coutinho's wonderful playing of style, and like Koeman does love him very much, and I think giving him a last chance at Barca, we see that, and obviously we'll be making his starting the season off against Bayern. Giving him a chance there against his former club, which he was on loan with. And obviously, he did talk about in his interview. He did talk about Umtiti, and he did say that physically he is better than last year, and he is a very good centre back. So I don't really see him using Umtiti this much this season, unless if Laporta does pressure him into using him and Puig. But yeah, it's kind of weird how we're not going to be like how Puig is not going to be like playing that much this season, even though he's a wonderful talent. And I think he probably needs to improve in a few stuff, but I think he does work hard in trainings because that smile on his face, just he's very passionate about the club as well. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Umtiti said that he has been training with a personal trainer for his injuries, and there was also another headline of news in which Umtiti apparently went up to Laporta to directly talk to him about the situation with him not getting minutes. He broke down and Laporta hugged him. This incident had many mixed reactions, so I will not put forth my opinion on this. But yes, it was a very interesting thing to see, and it will for sure maybe Umtiti gets minutes in the next match, though I would be 100% against it because Bayern is a very strong team, which is our next topic, that Sevilla game. After a roller coaster of news, will it be cancelled, will it not be cancelled, this and that, it has been finally decided that the Sevilla game will be postponed, which means our very next match will be the one against Bayern. So yeah, how will it affect us? In my eyes, game versus Sevilla before the Bayern match would give us some more insight as to how the players are linking up and would help us in perfecting the final lineup against Bayern, because Luke de Jong is a new signing, but some speculations say that he will link up well with de Jong and Memphis, but we can't really be sure unless we see it in action. And players like Coutinho, who Koeman are counting on right now, Felipe Coutinho performed very well in the last friendly we had a few days ago, but against a club like Sevilla, who are obviously very strong, things change. So it would have been very helpful for Koeman to decide the Bayern lineup if he could see a match versus Sevilla and how his players would perform before making a final decision. So yeah, how do you think it affects us, Thomas?
Well, so it's actually a huge blow to us to not actually play against Sevilla, because we need that insight in how to actually line up against Bayern, who's a very, very strong opponent. And talking about Bayern, recently I'm pretty sure Muller is back in training, and I'm pretty sure Alphonso Davies will be cleared to play against us, because he did have a minor injury against against USA in the World Cup qualifiers, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, so they got two really strong players back for them, and obviously comparing Hansi Flick's and Julian Nagelsmann Bayern Munich, I think it's not as lethal or strong as Hansi Flick's Bayern, but it will be a very strong team. But we will have Araujo, I'm pretty sure, back by the game, and he's determined. He wants to be back to play against Bayern, and it's not like a huge injury, but he wants to be back and he knows his importance in the role, what he's trying to do. So I think if we can get Dest back in, that'll be really good. So yeah, Pulkit, what are your thoughts on the Bayern game?
Definitely agree with the two of you that the Sevilla game should have taken place. It would have given a little more time for us to prepare for the Bayern game, and it's a huge ask for players like Coutinho to, even if he gets like 10 minutes towards the end of the game, to really, make an impact on the game if needed. So lots and lots of pressure on the players as well as the manager in terms of the lineup, in terms of the formation, the tactics, how will you cope up if things go south. So lots of pressure there, lots of getting to know stuff, and Luke de Jong has not played at all as of now. He's only training with the team. So to him also start or maybe get some minutes, he'll also have to come in the rhythm of the team, of the play, with the players and everything. So there is a lot to prepare, and it's just sad that we're not having a league game before that. So yeah, that's my kind of thoughts about on this. So yeah.
Talking about training, we did play a training match against them forgot the name, but we did play a training match, a full training match with Coutinho back in. But Gerard Piqué and Ansu Fati were training by themselves. But we did win 2-1. Luke de Jong did play that game, but there wasn't really that kind of a connection there yet.
Yes, speculation said that he lacked the rhythm with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Luke de Jong.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And Coutinho did score a goal. I'm pretty sure Pedri as well. We also did see Alejandro Balde play on the left back, and the Mingueza as well, which is on the left and the right side, right hand side, which were supplying the crosses in for Luke de Jong. What would you like to add on to that, Sagnik?
Yeah, and speaking of Luke de Jong, Koeman said yesterday, as of recording this podcast, that he compared him to Neymar. That basically his intentions are, because Alba crosses in a lot, his intentions basically are for Luke de Jong, a guy who can sit in the penalty box and basically receive and basically shoot in a goal. That's what he expects from Luke de Jong. Luke de Jong, of course, is very tall, and he will be a person who will be good at headers. So that is what Koeman has in plans for him. And correlating that to our current topic, the postponement of Sevilla game, we could have seen how it stacks up against Sevilla, his performance. But guys, think about it, hear me out. There is some other opinion from some other fans about this, that the chances we have of winning La Liga this season is higher than the chances we have of winning the Champions League, yes? So this could be a blessing in disguise that the Sevilla match has been postponed. Maybe we don't perform that well against Bayern, but that would mean we perform better against Sevilla, which would be beneficial to us in the La Liga title run, isn't it? So maybe it's...
I definitely agree with you.
It's maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe it's just better if there is an optimistic outlook to this, which is that we will perform better against Sevilla to help us in a title race that there is a much more probability for us to win. So moving on to our final words. Pulkit, you want to start or should I go?
You go first.
Okay, so I'm gonna continue with the lineup situation for us right now. Many players are injured. Jordi Alba for us is injured. Serginho Dest right now is injured. However, reports are saying that he is recovering very fast and he will be fit by the time the Bayern game takes place. As for the wingers, the proper wingers we have are Dembele and Fati. None of them will be starting against Bayern. So it looks like we might have to play a phalanx against Bayern. Well, not really. There are some solutions to the problem. I think that Koeman is still going to go with the three at the back. He will definitely start Luke because he is his third favorite player right now. And we have to rely the most on wing backs. And the only wing backs we have right now are Oscar Mingueza on the right and probably Balde on the left. So let's see if he's going to start him. It's a huge ask of a youngster to start in a UCL match against Bayern. But I don't think how else we will provide with, because in the midfield we're obviously going to have the standard, one of the best in the Europe, Pedri, Busquets and De Jong midfield. Pedri has succeeded at an inverted left winger before, so it's very probable that he will be playing a bit wider than he usually plays. And for the front two, Memphis and Luke de Jong is what I see, because Yusuf Demir, I don't think that Koeman will start him, though I would very much love it if he did. But yes, I still don't think all hopes are lost. So this is my preferable lineup. But Koeman says that he also wants Coutinho in the team. So I don't really know that how he will incorporate him into the team. Maybe he's going to sacrifice one of Pedri or De Jong, because I don't see otherwise how else he's going to incorporate all these players inside. But yeah, we will see what he does. And all we can do right now is trust that he has something in his mind. So yeah, those are my final words. So Pulkit, you want to go ahead with yours?
I'm just going to add to yours. I really hope that Yusuf Demir starts on the right wing. with if it's a front two, of course, it'll be with Memphis. If it's a front three, it'll be with De Jong and Memphis. That remains to be seen. And I also recently we read that Gavi, Balde, and Nico Gonzalez have been registered with the Champions League for Barcelona. So I really hope that they get a few minutes and under in the Champions League against Bayern, and they really show that despite their age or whatever, they can really play at the highest level. We have seen, of course, flashes of what these players can do, but this is for them a great opportunity, considering the lack of options, like you mentioned, Sagnik, and the situation of the squad that is right now. I think it's only fitting that these players are to be given a chance against Bayern, and even though it's just one game, I hope that they can play really well and cause trouble for Bayern. So that's my kind of final words of sorts. Yeah. What about you, Thomas?
My final words are continuing with both of you as well. I think on the Bayern game that Memphis and Luke de Jong would be the most probable front two, because weighing up that we did not really play against Sevilla, we couldn't really test out what would work, and I think since Memphis and Luke do know each other more than any other front two other than maybe Braithwaite or and Depay, I think Luke and Memphis is the most likely, and and midfield probably Pedri, Busquets, and De Jong. Coutinho, he might come in like after half time to play like maybe half an hour, like 30 minutes on the field, but I don't think Koeman would actually try and change up the really good midfield three of them. And wing backs, I'm not really sure if Alba would play. He was there's a slight doubt for Spain for Luis Enrique, as he did have a slight discomfort in the muscle, I'm pretty sure, on the arm. So we're not sure if he would play, but I'd love to see Alejandro Balde, but it's too early to call because he's really young, and his first official game for Barcelona would be a UCL match if he did start. Those are my final words for this podcast.
Yeah, short podcast, but nonetheless very informative. So yes, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you the viewers for giving us the time to watch our episode. So yeah, that will be all from us. We're gonna sign out for this episode. Forza Barça, Vical Barça. We're gonna see you next week. Thanks for watching.